Spartacus is probably the best-known slave who ever lived on this earth. Spartacus was capable to organize the largest slave uprising that ever existed in the history of the Roman Empire. Spartacus was a warrior from Thrace. Thrace is a region on the eastern Balkan Peninsula. Thrace today includes parts of states such as Bulgaria, Greece, and Turkey. Eastern Thrace represents the European part of Turkey. Spartacus and his men, initially sided with the Romans, fought against the darker people. But when he and his men refused service for Rome, Spartacus and his men were captured and sold as slaves. Since Spartacus had enough combat experience, he became a slave, and was as a gladiator sold to a gladiator school in Capua, in present-day Italy. In the year 74 BC, Spartacus started the uprising, with about 2,000 escaped gladiators. How could Spartacus unite such a large army of gladiators? And how did he manage to wipe out entire legions of the Romans in numerous battles? We answer these questions in this video. Today, I tell you the story about the slave rebellion of Spartacus. Here we go. In the 1st century BC, the number of slaves in the Roman Empire began to increase steadily. The living conditions in which the slaves had to live were unbearably difficult. This constellation formed the basis and further nourishment of the rebellion of Spartacus. The spark that caused the barrel to explode occurred in a gladiator school in Capua. The gladiators have secretly prepared for the uprising for months. The preparation was not yet complete. The Romans finally noticed about the preparations. Now there was no turning back. The slaves in the gladiator school in Capua, in one of them Spartacus was too, had to act quickly now. Anything that could be used as a weapon was used against the Romans. Armed with knives from the gladiator school kitchen. After the successful breakout of the Spartacus group, other gladiators have joined, and slaves joined him. Spartacus tried to get to Mount Vesuve immediately. When all the fugitives gathered on Mount Vesuve, Spartacus was proclaimed leader of the group. Spartacus had more strength, intelligence and courage than the other gladiators. At the beginning of the uprising, the gladiators only had kitchen knives and wooden sticks as armament. By raiding small Roman patrols, who were at the foot of Vesuve, Spartacus and his group could get more weapons, like swords or spears, and also get armor. The group of gladiators uprising grew day by day. Slaves from surrounding towns and villages began to join Spartacus. News of the insurgent success spread like wildfire in the Roman Empire. To end their unbearable existence as slaves, slaves from all the different provinces of Italy rushed to Spartacus. In the fall of 73 BC, 10,000 slaves were enslaved under the leadership of Spartacus, assembled into an army. Among them were Gaulians, Syrians, Macedonians, Germans and other peoples. From this collection of slaves, who spoke different languages, Spartacus formed an army, capable of defeating several legions of the Romans to destroy. Day and night, in the camp of Spartacus' army, the smiths produced weapons. Spartacus ensures that strict discipline prevails among his gladiators. Spartacus' goal was to allow all slaves to travel home. For this reason, he led his army north towards Gaul. At the end of the year 73 BC, the Roman Senate ordered 2 consuls to put down this uprising. The plan of these consuls was to encircle Spartacus with 2 legions. But Spartacus thwarted the consuls' plan and destroyed each legion one by one. In the spring of 72 BC, the rebels advanced further north. 2 Praetorian legions, with a total strength of 10,000 men, were sent to meet them. But Spartacus also successfully destroyed these legions. Spartacus and his army have finally arrived at the Po River, in northern Italy. Only the Alps separated the slaves from freedom. But there was disagreement in Spartacus' camp. Some slaves did not want to leave Italy. Her revenge through was not yet satisfied. They wanted a direct attack on the capital, Rome. Spartacus had no choice but to turn back in 71 BC, and to march on the city of Rome. The news of the about-face of the slave army, which marches towards Rome itself, put the Romans on high alert. For this reason, under the leadership of General Marcus Crassus, assembled a huge army of the Romans, which consisted of 8 legions. Some of these 8 legions were specially ordered from Spain or the Beam. Spartacus realized he didn't have enough men to attack Rome. Because of this, he bypassed Rome, and led his army further south. However, 2 legions of Crassus blocked the way of Spartacus. The insurgents were able to destroy the 2 legions and themselves fight the way. The reputation of Spartacus' army relocated some Roman legionnaires so panicked that entire cohorts fled in battle. Spartacus' army succeeded and reached the sea coast of southern Italy. In the Strait of Messina, Spartacus and the other slaves wanted to cross over to Sicily. Cilician pirates offered Spartacus to drive him and his army across the Strait of Messina. But in the end, the pirates lied and kept the money. The insurgents built fins. Another sea storm destroyed this fin. As close as Sicily was, the insurgents were unable to drive over there. Crassus intended to encircle Spartacus in a large radius, and cut him off from food. The Spartacus army ran out of food. In the army of Spartacus again there was disagreement, since Spartacus forbade robbing the common people. Because of this, Spartacus' army split in 2. Crassus launched a sudden attack on each half by Spartacus' army. At the same time, Roman legions, previously stationed in Spain, landed in Italy. These legions are subordinate to the general named Pompeius. To prevent the army of Crassus and Pompeius from uniting, Spartacus launched an attack against Crassus. This attack in 71 BC was the last battle of the insurgent gladiators. In the battle, Spartacus attempted to break through the Roman lines and kill Crassus. Spartacus, however, was only able to eliminate some of Crassus' officers. Spartacus was hit from behind by a spear, didn't take a step back, and kept fighting. According to Roman eyewitnesses, the rebels fought with a supreme courage. But the balance of power was in favor of the Romans. Divided and weakened by strife, Spartacus' army was defeated. Spartacus fell in battle. About 5,000 insurgents managed to escape from the battle to the north. But these were then destroyed by Pompeius. 6,000 slaves captured in battle were crucified along the Via Appia, between Capua and Rome. 6,000 crosses were set up for it. The dutiful Roman government has done its job. Even if they had to put in a lot of effort. I hope you liked the video. If so, leave a subscription and a thumbs up. See you soon. Your channel History Best.